Good morning, Karen Curtin here a little bit earlier today because we've sort of slipped into 8:30, but I'm heading over to DBS Managed Offices today to spend the day there, which I'm really looking forward to. If you're based in the East Midlands, actually, and if you're ever looking for a great space to hot desk or for meetings, it's just near the airport. It's really accessible. Staff are just lovely. It's a great place to be. Anyway, enough about me because this is about you. And I was with my lovely dad at the weekend. I'm very, very blessed and never quite forget that I've got both my parents with me, and they are just down the road from me, which is lovely. And my dad rang me up. No, in fact, he WhatsApped me. He's a bit of a silver surfer, is my dad. More about that in a second. And he WhatsApped me yesterday morning and said, "Can I come up and see you?" And I thought, that sounds a bit ominous. And he came up and he brought his iPad and he brought his phone. And he said, because he got hacked on Saturday. I actually told him that he got hacked because I got an email from him that was it was signed George. I've never called my dad George, apart from when I'm really cross with him, maybe. And he was trying it. I said to him on Saturday, "Let me come down. I'll reset your passwords for you." No, it's all right. I've done it. Anyway, turns out my dad's I'm like my dad, very impatient. And excuse me, I need a slurp. And he said, "No, it's all right. I've done it." I didn't think he had. But anyway, came up yesterday and he had got himself really confused and frustrated because when people are in the first flush of youth, there's all this new technology. It's difficult, isn't it? And he got himself confused because Microsoft was sending him text messages to input a verification code. And I think a lot of the time, a lot of organizations don't think that people aren't tech savvy. My mum wouldn't have had a clue. She wouldn't be able to do that at all. My mum has no interest in being online. I've got her using our son's old iPad because she likes to look at Rightmove and Argos, but that's as far as it goes. So my dad had his phone in one hand and said, "I'm getting these text messages and I don't know how to take them to inputting them." And I had to break it all down for him into small steps and say to him, "Well, that's come through on your phone. What we need to do is to do some stuff on your iPad and take the information from your phone." And he just couldn't get his head around it. Now, I found something. I was having some inspiration the other day and I found this. And let's see if we can get this to play for you because it took me back. Hopefully you could hear that. Do you remember that? We were talking about this yesterday, and I said to my dad, I said, "We take our fast broadband so much for granted." I remember when I was shortly after we got married, so that's 23 years ago, I was unfortunately made redundant, and I was doing a lot of training design actually. And I was doing my research online, and that's what I had to listen to every day. And that leads me to a lot of the women that I work with who didn't grow up when the internet was developed. Or as my son says, when dinosaurs ruled the earth, Mum, when you were young. That's teenagers for you, isn't it? And that really got me thinking about my year-long program. So we're going to completely change it because what I realized is my lovely members, the bit they absolutely love are the touch points of being and having conversations about their challenges. So I'm in the process of completely redesigning it to a 10-week course. It'll be a forever membership. And it's designed for people who didn't grow up with the internet, primarily women, but blokes, you're welcome to. If you want to hold your hand up and say, yeah, I'm a bit scared of it, it overwhelms me, I'm a bit overfaced. And we will cover all the main platforms over the course of the 10-week program. But the best thing about the whole course is you can do it twice a year and you'll have access to all the recordings, of course, and the support. But what's even better is I'm going to retain some of the existing elements of social media for grown-ups, which is once a year we get together in person for a full day's training. We did it this year in June, just near East Midlands Airport, and it was a wonderful day. So a little bit of a teaser this morning. No tips, I'm afraid. Well, apart from the fact that, remember, not everybody's tech savvy when you're speaking to them. I hear people in shops. I hear people in garages. In fact, we were looking at cars for my other half yesterday. And if you hadn't been tech savvy, because they were asking you to scan QR codes, what about the people who don't have mobile phones? So what do you do in your business that can make it friendly for the people who aren't tech savvy? And actually, really interesting, I worked with a lovely young woman last year who is, I would say, in her 30s, hates technology, frightened of it. So it's not necessarily an age thing, it's sometimes a state of mind. So that's really my parting thoughts for you today is remember, not everybody's tech savvy. Can you be more empathetic? Can you be understanding and put measures in place to support them? And if you want to know about social media for grown-ups, we're going live very soon, ready to start in January. So there'll only be 2 intakes a year. So catch you next Monday. Have a great week and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.